All right, what's going on, everybody? Brian back with another live stream. I've seen a lot of people talking in the chat asking, when does this update come out? I don't know. They have not said anything officially. Hopefully in their next live stream, we might hear something. But I know that they went ahead and pulled the... they are finalizing the surveys on the infestation updates. And I'm pretty sure they're going to, from what it seems, at least, and the way that they're talking on social media, you know, they're promoting this new update. They're like, hey, you know, coming soon, like legit, this is what they're saying, like coming soon, our new Forever community update, you can do this, this, and this. So I'm pretty sure that they have the intention on this coming out probably within, I wouldn't be surprised if it came out at some point, maybe the end of next month, and maybe we see a beta here in like a week or two. I don't know. But we're going to have to see. But I think that they're going to roll out the infestation update and the Forever community update at the same time. Like, I think it's all going to be in the same update, which is going to be nice. It's definitely going to be nice if they go ahead and do that. So, but other than that, I have no clue when this is actually coming out. But it is a really big update. There's a lot of little nuances. Get Good gave me a shout out for the biochem. Yeah, that was a little bit ago when I hooked him up for that, Lil. But there is a lot of stuff that you guys can do right now to prepare for that update. Now, as you guys know, one of the big features in this new update is the ability to take survivors from your legacy pool and bring them into your community mid-playthrough, which has never been a thing before. But the reverse side to that, which makes this even better and something that you guys can get used to and get into now, is the ability to take survivors from your community and put them into your legacy pool mid playthrough. So you don't no longer have to beat the game with a survivor in order to put them into the legacy pool. You can do it at any point mid playthrough. Now, the good thing about that is now all of our communities are very intertwined. Like, you can literally say I have two communities, right? I could take my Red Talon here. Say my Red Talon's a hacker and I need a Red Talon, or no, say I got a mechanic. Let's just say I got a mechanic in this community and I don't have one in this community and I need one in this community. I can literally send one of my people from this community into my legacy pool, right? And then I can come on this community and pull them out the legacy pool into this community. So you can literally move your survivors around. Say, hey, you know, I got this really good Red Talon that I kill all my plague hearts with on another community. Let me grab him with all of his gear, guns. You can kit him out in this community, put everything you need on him, send him over to this community to help clear out your map of plague hearts, and then send him back if you want. And that's the cool thing about this update that I'm excited for, is just how connected the communities are. Now, right now, if you have a Forever community, like for instance, I have the 70-day community that has no boons, and they already said that with this new update, we're not going to be able to like activate boons on an existing community. It's not something you can do. But what you can do is you can start a new community, right? And then you can slowly start moving your characters over. Now, granted, you're going to lose your days in your progress because you're moving over to a new community. But eventually, you can move all of your survivors over to this community, and vice versa. Take the ones that were already here out, so you make space for all of your people here, and you could slowly start shuttling all your gear, your guns, your resources, everything over into your new community, and that has boons on it. So that is something that you can do if you guys want to take your survivors and get them onto a community that does have the boons. That is one way to go about it. So we get started on this. So we're going to spend a little bit of time in the menus, as fun as that sounds. But this is what I meant by this is prep you guys can do now. I have 2 community slots available. When this new update comes live, we're going to get 5. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill up these communities with survivors that I want to send into my legacy pool. Now, the easiest way to get your hands on some of the best survivors in the game is to do it in the initial screen where you're rolling for survivors. Chris John A, congratulations on 37.3 subscribers. And how are you and the family doing today? And how is the renovation going? Keep up the brilliant streams. Hey, Chris, thank you so much, first of all, for the super chat. I do appreciate it, brother. The family is doing great, and the renovation's actually going good. I'm almost done with the living room. Tomorrow I'll be doing the final sand, and it will be ready for paint. It will be ready for paint. And CD Omega, thank you for the sub, bro. I do appreciate it. So, the best way to get the good survivors is by doing it here at the initial starter community screen. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna skip tutorial, right? It doesn't matter what map, because we'll go, I guess we'll just go Cascade, right? I'm gonna leave it on standard zone, actually, and if you want to go a little faster, you could drop it down to green zone. So what we could do is we could leave that on standard, and we'll drop both of these down on green. But making sure that your community difficulty is on green will speed this process up. You don't have to do it fast if you don't want to, but so here, this doesn't matter. We can go Warlord and Trader, sure. So what I'm doing here is we're going to be rolling for survivors that I want to put into my legacy pool. Now, what I'm looking for is Blood Plague survivors, Unbreakables, or any combination of a, hard to kill with an incredible immune system. Those are the type of things that you want. So at this point, what we can do is just try to find your ideal survivors. Fifth skills obviously don't really matter all that much, because we can train those at any point. And if you have a community, like a forever community that has a ton of influence and a bunch of outposts, you can take these, like say I have a survivor that doesn't have a fifth skill, and I want them to be a mechanic, but I don't have the influence on that community. You can literally pull them out that community, send them over to the legacy pool, go on your main community that has all of your influence, pull them into there, train them to be a mechanic in the community that has all your money and shit, and then send them back. That is something you can do. But at this point, I'm going for traits. I want really, really good traits. Let's see here. So we're going to roll. Let's see. So that's a hard to kill. We're going for top-notch survivors, guys. Top-notch survivors. But how's everybody doing today? So as you guys know, rolling for survivors is time consuming. So if you're like in a rush to get in the game and play, don't do this. But if you don't mind, spending hours, because I've done this for like a really long time. If you don't mind spending a lot of time trying to find good characters, then yeah, sit here and just while you're watching Netflix or something, you know what I mean? Just kind of click through it, and it could be something you're doing on the side. Just don't click too fast, because I've passed up on some extremely good survivors just by like clicking too fast. Now, if you got those Bruce Lee-like reflexes where you could just, bam, stop on a dime, go for it. But I've skipped over good survivors more times than I'd like to admit. I've asked Jeffrey Card if they were ever going to put in like a back on this. Like if I skipped one, I could be, oh, shit, and then go back one or go. But he said that it was a good idea, but obviously it hasn't made it into the game. Hunter Frey, I appreciate that. And I know some people that really do enjoy rolling for survivors, but see, so right now, a lot of you guys, when you roll, I tell you guys this in my guides, everybody's always staring down here. They're just looking at what these fifth skills are. That's all people care about, and they don't even look at the traits. These fifth skills don't matter at all, because now with the new outpost, you can just train them all. So I just constantly look up here, and then I look down here after the fact. There's a lot of myths, like, oh, you can't get Blood Plague survivors in the first slot. You can only get them in this slots or this slots. I tend to, if I go like 5 minutes or so and I'm just getting nothing, I'll switch slots. That's what I do. I don't know. It probably doesn't even matter, but I believe in the myth. Hey, what is going on, brother? How have you been? Yo, what's up, B? What's a good fifth skill for a Blood Plague survivor? So, if I were to get a Blood Plague survivor and I had the choice of putting a skill on them, I would not want it to be anything like hygiene or like pathology because they wouldn't benefit from it. So I would want that to be on a survivor that would actually benefit. But I would say I would put a trait, a fifth skill that you always are going to use. So if you have one that you always use, make that your Blood Plague survivor. For instance, most of us always will have a mechanic in most of our playthroughs. So at that point, I would say, you know, a mechanic would make a good Blood Plague survivor, or a Blood Plague survivor that's a mechanic would be good. And I just noticed that this lady right here has my last name. Do you guys see that? But she didn't get the she has my last name. But yeah, I would definitely go with a skill that you always have in your community. So for me, you know, I always have a cook. I always have a mechanic. No, that's not my wife. Goodbye, Menard. I don't even care about names, guys. Like I said, I just stare up here. That's all I'm looking at. All of this other shit comes in afterwards because their name doesn't matter to me and their fifth skill, as long as it's blank, doesn't matter to me either. So this is a really, really good cardio trait. It's, I think, the best cardio trait in the game. So if you guys are into huge cardio traded, like, you know, characters that can just, because you gotta imagine that's only 1 star of cardio and he already has 133, so he'll probably end up at like 160 170 on cardio, which is really good. I personally don't really care too much about cardio because I use energy drinks and stimulants and things like that. Valen, hey man, bit of a State of Decay veteran here. Can't wait for the new update. More slots and forever communities. Yo, first of all, thank you so much for the super chat, and yes, I can't believe I'm super excited for this too. But I really do appreciate it. Now, I think in my forever community pool, I think I have 1 Blood Plague survivor. They are very, very hard to roll. And the cool thing about this system is also, say you need something on the fly. You could come to a community slot, like say I need food. Like, man, I need somebody that can provide my community a little bit of food. And you need it like right then and there, instead of having to go around and try to find enclaves that have, you know, a fisherman. You can literally fire up a community real quick, roll until you find a fisher, start that community, and immediately send them into the legacy pool, and then go into your community, pull them out, and there you go. Is that Noah? How's his lip? Better? A cancer survivor will get you every time, guys. I see it and it gets you all excited. There it is again. So hard as nails, though, is a very good, that's a pretty good, what is it? Injury trait. I believe it's like plus 40% injury resistance or minus 40% injury resistance. And Cancer Survivor, I believe, is a morale booster. Woodcutter, I think, will give him sword play. I think he'll get sword play. So for right now, I'm going to hold on to that Survivor. He's not that great, but he's not that bad either. Like I said, I like the combos. If you could get a hard as nails, you know, incredible immune system, keep those survivors. Do not get rid of them. Someone that came with a gold trait. Those are rare too, but those are unnecessary. If you see this and you're like, oh wow, he already has scouting, you can just train that. It's not a big deal. Now, in my experience, Blood Plague Survivor is always on the bottom. But that's just in my experience. I always look at all three and don't automatically just assume. See, now this is a pretty good survivor here. So this is Just Keeps Going, which is an amazing cardio trait. As you can see, 153. Medicine, Just Keep Going, and Strong. That's a pretty decent combination. Now, Strong, I would have to check the wiki. Now, this is another thing you guys can do. When you're rolling... let me see. When you're rolling survivors, if you don't have a PC or whatever, it wouldn't hurt you to have up on your phone while you're next to you while you're doing this, and have the SOD2 wiki up for traits. And if you want to see exactly what a trait does, you can check the wiki. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I believe Strong. I don't know if it gives you any defensive bonuses. All right, let me see here. SSSRS. Stays fit, steady, stoner. Strong. Okay, so I don't believe... Yeah, you just get +5 to the hero bonus that you can get personal strength. So yeah, Strong isn't that great. Strong is not that great. So the Forever Community Update is the one that I just did a video on it a couple weeks ago, or like a week ago. Undead Labs is adding a whole bunch of new features for the Legacy system. And it's pretty good.
Welcome to the family, son.
And Foxes, I don't blame you either for that. First of all, Trent Skill, thank you so much for the sub. And Paul, hey, with the 5 months, I really do appreciate that. Hardened Survivor at that. It is tough. Some people are just not into rolling characters. I am not one of them people. Like, I know some people that are dedicated. They'll stay here for hours and do this shit. After about 30 minutes, I'm kind of over it. Now, for, like, YouTube series and shit like that, I've sat here and gone ham on these for, like, an hour and a half. But, yeah, if
Rusty
I don't have
FMJ
to,
donated
I won't.
$5.25. Maybe I'm the odd one out, but I don't min-max character selection. I pick practical skills or random stuff for every playthrough. Like 3 people that don't need a bed to sleep or a bartender with 2 band members. Low.
Yeah, Rusty. So that is like I said, everybody has their own way of rolling characters. Some people want people with awesome names. Some people like to get a little, actually getting into people's backgrounds. Like Rusty sitting here, a bartender with 2 band members. People that want specific traits or skills. I min-max for sure. I'm always looking for the best traits, the best survivors. But yeah, it all just depends on your play style, how you want to play. Some people really don't care, and that's fine. You know what I mean? And that's the great thing about this game is you can play it however you want. RJ, I do not have a Patreon. All right, let me see. sleep psychology is a pretty good trait too. Or a fifth skill. It's a quirk skill. High pain threshold is pretty decent. But like I said, Unbreakable and Blood Plague Survivor are the best traits in the game. And if you ever find an Unbreakable Blood Plague Survivor, that shit's legit. Flat, thank you so much for the sub. Probably the rarest. I don't even know if it's possible to roll that. I've heard of people doing it, but I've never done it myself. Never been sick, chemist. That's all right. Incredible immune system with. See, I seen Plane Crash Survivor, and you get excited. So, for instance, in a normal playthrough, right, where I'm not super duper min-maxed, this would be an ideal character for me. High pain threshold, which is a good injury-resistant trait, plus additional health, no fifth skill. That would be a go-to for me on a normal playthrough. Do you think Isby will ever be able to join a community? Gravity, I don't think, I don't know if they'll ever release the, like the Heartland characters. I don't know if they'll ever release those over to the normal game. I don't see why they don't. Like, it would be awesome if they did, but yeah. You know, especially with Isby being tied into the new map and shit like that, I don't see him doing it. I just use the regular State of Decay 2 fandom.com. So this is the longest part of like my preparation for this new update. Is just finding the survivors I want. And kind of just making sure my my legacy pool isn't full of trash. Go with 3 times LARPing characters. They all came from a LARPing convention. Now they're trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, right? See, this is another one. Wow, couch potato. Look at that cardio, though. That has to be the worst cardio trait I've ever seen in the game. I've never seen that before. 3-star lock cardio. That is a trash tier survivor. Like, if you want to do a challenge run, that's it right there. 3-star cardio. So this person is pretty good too. Eats like a bird. I think they eat half the amount of food as a normal survivor, which is a great trait. Strong, which we already said doesn't really do anything. I think maybe you'll get powerhouse from that. But from the Great Lakes, so she eats less and provides additional food for the community. That's a decent survivor. Hard as nails, that's a pretty good survivor. If I were to take a guess on when this update comes out, I'd say maybe, hopefully sometime next month. We would see it mid to end of next month would be cool. Any sooner than that would be a surprise. If it came out before like the middle to end of next month. Alright, so now I'm going to switch back to this one. Like I told you guys, it's you roll on one category for too long.
Welcome to the family, son.
Dark Corners with the 5 months. Next challenge, the Broken Survivors. Just the worst possible traits. I mean, a cardio gimp like that isn't the worst ever. In the early game, it would be, But once you get your hands on some energy drinks and stuff like that, it wouldn't matter. Because I would just keep popping energy drinks and have infinite stamina anyways. Going for meal plan? Nah, meal plan is legit, but that's like super min-max. Like, if you're rolling for hero bonuses, like that right there that's min-maxing at the maximum. I generally don't really care about my hero bonuses all that much. A hard to kill cook. I like my cooks. I'm going to hold on to RW here. Because I don't think I have any good cooks with good traits. So I would like to see if we can get a better one, but we'll hold on to him for a minute. Let's go roll this last category here. We haven't rolled this one yet. I think the ROTC trait is tied to the shooting skill. I think the ROTC will give you higher cardio and shooting. Is utilities worth it, Carlos? So yes, depending on your play style and if you like hydroponics, bathroom upkeep and stuff like that, utilities is a really good trait. Yep. No, so legacy pool is shared between every difficulty. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have one community on lethal and one community on standard. It doesn't matter. The legacy pool is all connected. Eat Like a Bird has meal plan attached to it. Really? That'd be pretty good. Minnie, how you doing? Exactly, Peter. Farming rare, that was one of the things once we get into the game. Farming rare weapons is something you can do super easy now because you can literally start up a community, go loot every location on the map, and fill up these survivors and then throw them into your legacy pool with all the guns and shit on them. So yeah, it's definitely way more efficient now. And then you can bring all those weapons into an existing community. So say I have my forever community that I don't really want to keep bouncing map to map to map to try to get all these guns into. Now what you could do is you could just go start a bunch of fresh communities, bounce around, get all these guns, throw all those guns into your legacy pool, and then just shuttle them into your community. Yep. So farming rare weapons and shit is definitely going to be a lot more efficient. Man, we're getting some really, really lame stuff. Like, I haven't even got a single, we got Infatigable like twice so far, but we haven't got any of, the top tier traits yet. Like, not even a single Unbreakable yet. And watch our freaking first Blood Plague Survivor we actually do find is going to be like a, It won't even have a fifth skill. It'll be like one of those quirks like Geek Trivia. I want to see an unbreakable blood plague survivor though. That would be so legit. I want to see it on this screen too. No mods involved. I want to see somebody roll an unbreakable blood plague survivor, screenshot the screen here, and send it. That shit would be legit. That right there would be the most overpowered survivor ever. Doing a 24-hour stream. We'll be out playing some KCD later on. I don't even know how long this stream is going to be here. I wanted to just kind of go over some stuff that I'm going to be doing to prepare, kind of give you guys an idea of what you can do within the game systems currently to prepare for the new update. And obviously the beginning part here is a little slow because obviously we're just rolling survivors and it's a 100% RNG at this point. I've rolled a blood plague. My one blood plague survivor I have right now in my legacy pool, I rolled them in a minute and a half. And then there's some people that will stay here for days and never get one. You just got unbreakable 2 times? Get out of here, dude. I haven't even found a single unbreakable. The game's just hurting my feelings right now. I wish there was a way to get rid of a fifth skill. And then maybe the person takes like some type of learning stamina or learning penalty. But I wish you could erase a fifth skill and teach them something else. That'd be so awesome. Because Undead Labs, they're always talking about how they want us to look at the survivors as the survivor. But the problem is I don't look at a survivor as a survivor. I look at them as a trait, mechanic, medic, cook. You know what I mean? Like everything else doesn't matter. Their name, none of that shit. That this is mechanic, this is cook. You know what I mean? And I feel that if they wanted us to be more attached to individual survivors and make those survivors, you know, have more longevity, being able to train them in other things, I feel like would be awesome. Brandon, thank you so much for the super chat. Love your SOD's 2 content. Can't stop watching. I'm really glad you're enjoying it. Thank you, man. I really appreciate the super. But then again, I also see if that was the case, people would just have their select 8 survivors and they would never have anybody else because you wouldn't need them. So in a way, I get it. I wish you could just get rid of like these EV, like the quirk skills at least. We're rolling some booty stuff right now, guys. Like, it's so bad that I feel like exiting back and then like coming back in. All right, so we got an immortal, which is a pretty decent trait, but it's not that good. Immortal's like right under unbreakable. What is my? I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably one of the greatest games ever made, hands down. Just keeps going pretty good. So we're just looking for survivors with amazing traits. Incredible immune system is a very good trait. Very good trait, for sure. That's one of the that's a rate, I believe, rate under blood plague survivor. It's either never been sick or incredible immune system are like the top tier plague resistant traits. But yeah, it's an amazing trait. So the top traits are blood plague survivor, unbreakable, and then any combination of hard to kill, and like an immunity to blood plague, like incredible immune. So if you got somebody that has hard to kill and incredible immune system, that is a top tier survivor, because not only do they have semi damage resistance, increased health, they also have semi plague resistance. So if you get any combination of plague resistance with damage resistance, or the best plague resistance, which is blood plague survivor, which means no plague at all, or the best injury resistance in the game, which is unbreakable, which is no injuries at all. But if you can get a blood plague unbreakable blood plague survivor, that's top tier. I don't even know if those exist. The RNG would have to be so insane. If they do exist in the world, and people have legit ones, honestly, guys, there's probably less than 10 unbreakable blood plague survivors in the world. So we're going to be playing some KCD tonight. And we'll see how long that goes, because I'm not sure how long I'll be doing this. So this right here, always kept moving as a okay trait. If I got, just keeps going with hygiene, I probably would have kept that. I'm saying challenge is out there, guys. I'm telling you, I would say probably even less than that. I'm not, because you're going to see guys that have unbreakable blood plague survivors, but they're modded. I could honestly say that there's probably less than 5, if any, less than 5 unbreakable blood plague survivors in the world. So if one of you guys get that combination, that not only is that survivor just disgustingly overpowered, they literally are the best person in the world, like best survivor you can get, especially if you got no 5th skill. Oh my god. Screenshot that and send it to me. I want to see it on this screen though, because if it's not on this screen, it's modded. That's how I'm looking at it. If it's not on this screen, it's modded. So I asked about that before, Wolfie, if it was possible to roll a blood plague survivor with unbreakable, and Jawa said that there is no restrictions on those traits to combo together. He said that there are traits in the game that won't allow you to combo with other traits, and he said that unbreakable blood plague survivors are not limited. So you can roll one, it is possible, but it could be photoshopped. It could be. My wife is a Photoshop professional, though. I'll break that shit down. We'll check the pixels. Oh, if you skip that, and the bad thing is, imagine all the people, right, who've played State of Decay and don't know, because I can't even tell you guys how many newer players to the game don't really know anything about traits. They just know, oh, I need a cook, I need a mechanic, I need a gardener, I need a medic. That's all they care about. They don't even look at these. Imagine how many survivors. And think of us when I first started playing. I didn't really pay attention to traits because I didn't know which ones were the good ones. Think of how many of us in chat have probably skipped over so many amazing survivors because we did not even know they were good. So many. So many great survivors just thrown back into the RNG pool. Blood Plague Survivor is trash? How is it trash? You are 100% immune to blood plague. You can stand in the bloater smoke and no blood plague. It turns plague pharaohs into normal pharaohs. It turns plague juggernauts into normal juggernauts. Everything in the game blood plague is erased for that survivor. Now, granted, they still take damage, but that's literally the best trait in the game. It gets rid of the whole mechanic of blood plague. Think of all the survivors I skipped over. Cast me so many, dude. Casper says that he's watched me play the game so much. No, I seen the quotes, but I had to iterate on that anyways because now let me tell you guys this. Unbreakable is a very dangerous trait. Now, granted, it is the best in the game when it comes to damage resistance because you take none. But the problem with unbreakable survivors is they don't get the fight for your life thing. Like I think they get downed once or twice and they just auto die. Because they don't have it where their health goes down even when they're down. And I had an unbreakable that got brought down to the fight for your life and they just outright died. Like that was it. They just died. So you got to be very, very careful with those unbreakables. We might play test one so I can give you guys the exact details on what they can take. But yeah, you got to be careful when they get in that fight for life state. Because they're not good at fighting for their life. Jeez, Jake. Man, you need to share the love. All right, let me see, guys. We're going to get something good. Here we go. Let's swap. I haven't got anything. This is terrible. GW, hey, thank you so much for the super, brother. Do you think you and any other S2 underlabs to remove survivor cap to at least increase the 50? GW, I've been asking about that quite a bit, man. Because they're really, really worried about the balance of, like, the game was designed around small communities. Everything would have to change, like the outposts, the food output. They say, in the base game, they can't support, 20, 30 survivors. But like you said, I think if they just increase the hard cap or the soft cap to 12 and make the hard cap 15, I think that would be amazing. Like you can easily do 12 survivors. They know you can do 12 survivors. So I don't see why they don't increase the soft cap to 12 and then make the hard cap 15. Because right now the soft cap is 9, hard cap is 12. I think they should make the soft cap 12 and the hard cap 15. Because you can, if a person really wants to build their community to support 15 survivors, I've done the math when I was figuring out doing other playthroughs. You can support, especially with the new update to the outposts, you can support 18 and 19 survivors. That's with, 6, or that's with 5, I forgot, 4 or 5 level 3 outposts for food. and a farm with grow chem, and you can support. And if you have any like meal plans, stuff like that, you could easily support 20 survivors. But you do have to build your community for it. And I do agree that 15 would be amazing. Yeah, you could get the community editor, but that's not available for everybody. You know what I mean, Dragon? Like, I could do that. You know what I mean? But 70+% of the people that play this game are on console and don't have access to mods. So, but yeah, I feel that the soft cap should be 12. This is so bad. I feel like this community is cursed to just never get good survivors. Come on, baby. Give me something. Now, one thing you can do, just so you guys know, if you can't get your hands on a, hard to kill incredible immune system, the way you can make your own hard to kill incredible immune system is if you have somebody that has a damage trait like hard to kill, and then try to get somebody that has the medicine fifth skill, you can make them hard to kill with pathology. And pathology gives them plague resistance. Or you can go hard to kill and then get the quirk skill hygiene, which you can buy the book for, and that will also give you a damage resistance and plague resistant trait. That's the easier way to do it than trying to just straight roll traits. So that is another option for you guys. I got you, Camille. It is, Caspi. It is, brother. See this. For instance, this is an immortal heavy hitter, which is going to get powerhouse. Immortal, heavy hitter, medicine. So I can go immortal, pathology, right? That's going to be damage resistance, plague resistance, powerhouse. That's a pretty decent survivor. I want her in my legacy pool, so we'll keep her. Still not sure about this guy. He's still meh, but she's pretty good. Immortal is that is the second best damage resistant trait in the game. I believe it's 45% damage resistance, and then you also get plus 45 health. Never been 6, a really good trait for plague resistance. Yes, yeah, and that's usually how it is. You'll get unbreakable, and then there'll be an actor. An unbreakable nurse would be amazing. Yes, if you get an unbreakable nurse, again, you'll have that damage resistance trait, unbreakable, which is the best in the game. Then you can roll into pathology from their medicine upgrade, and you'll have plague resistance. Or get a unbreakable with no fifth skill and make them give them hygiene, and they'll be super good, super good. No, immortal is not the best. There is one above immortal, true winner, and that's unbreakable. And high pain threshold is under immortal. It goes high pain threat. I think it's hard to kill, high pain threshold, immortal, unbreakable. Haven't even started yet, Cass. Like I said, this is the most time-consuming part. And look at we got well over 100 likes, guys. Sitting here rolling characters, such great content, right? Bumby PR, thank you for the sub, brother. I do appreciate it. But in preparation for this update, there's no point in me rushing it. You know what I mean? This is the preparation, making sure that my legacy pool is top notch because my legacy pool is trash. Once we get this set up, guys, and I get the community started, I'll go and I'll show you my legacy pool because we're going to clean it out a little bit. And I'm going to show you how to, if you guys do want to clean out your legacy pool, I'm going to show you how to do it properly right now in the current system. Once the new system comes out, you can see what's in your survivors' inventories, and you'll be able to eliminate a whole bunch of the steps that I'm going to be showing you today. But if you want to prepare now in preparation for the update, I'll be showing you guys how to do that later on too. If we can ever get in the game. Would Immortal suffer the same... no. So Immortal does not have the same insta-kill problem that Unbreakable has. No, Immortal, they still take damage. They still go in a fight for your life. So in that way, Immortal is better, but they still take damage because it's just a percentage. Whoa! You see right there, Orion, or that is an Unbreakable with incredible immune system. That's top tier survivor right there. Like, top tier. We're going on Cascade Hills. HQ, bro. Thank you so much for the sub, brother. I appreciate it. Just keeps going. It's a good trait. If you can get even like a just keeps going Unbreakable or something like that, that'd be amazing too. Jeff, thank you for the sub, brother. How you doing today, man? Actually, no, Max. I lowered the difficulty because I'm going to be showing you guys something specific. But yeah, no, the difficulty's on. I believe I got standard and green zone, everything else, and I'll show you guys why. But you could have it on lethal. It doesn't matter. The only thing you want to make sure is low is your community. You want to make sure your community is set on like at least standard or green, or it's going to take forever to level up your survivors. Because this right here is just legacy pool maintenance. That's all we're doing right now. So I think it is, Jeff. I do think that the infestation update is coming out with the... Both of them are coming out because they actually just closed the beta, all the surveys and all that stuff for the infestation. So they've got all the information they need. I think they're going to go through, do all their final tweaks. And I think we're going to be seeing that update along with the Forever Community update. But that's just my assumption. That's speculation. Don't take that as fact. That's just what I think. For chemistry, does pharmacology give you... No. Yeah, pharmacology doesn't give you any resistance to blood plague. That guy was a slump... I think it was slump shoulder. Unless it was a typo. I know they have the slump shoulder, which gives them a decreased carrying capacity for backpacks. They go into heavy carry way fast. It's actually a terrible trait to have. Yeah, slump shouldered. You cut your finger, you can't make... Well, just order something. Like Chinese or something. If you want it. Stump shoulder. Could you imagine? Is your finger okay? Well, we don't really order pizza, guys, because she makes just delicious pizza, like homemade. And we just had it like the day before yesterday. There was another immortal, but nothing else. Los the Legend, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, I could make dinner. Yeah, I just call. And boom, dinner made. See, Caspi, my dinner making skills, dude, I don't even got to get off a stream, bro, for me to get dinner. Grubhub. Come on, baby. I said, we got a decent survivor here. Nothing super amazing, but Hardy. What is Hardy? So we got Hardy and Incredible Immune System. I feel like that is a combination of damage resistance and plague resistance. Let's see. Hardy. Hardy. Arr. Goddamn Hardy at. Yep, there it is. Minus 30% injury severity, plus 10 to max health, plus incredible immune system, and no fist skill. So we just got a combination right there of damage resistance, plague resistance. That is a great survivor. Vinny. Now we're going to re-roll this to try to get something better. I think we're just going to run this one until we get a blood plague survivor. I need at least one more blood plague survivor in my legacy pool. Unless I run into something else, then we'll just start a new community and roll 3 more characters. But yeah, that's really good, guys. You just rolled the unbreakable hairdressing. Oof. See, the hard part for me about rolling characters is you get something and then you're like, it's good, but it's not great. And then you pass up on it. You're like, well, I want to try to get something better. And then you never get anything better and you passed up on it. And it just feels bad. What branch did I serve in? I served in the Marine Corps initially. When I got out of high school, I went into the Marines from 2006 to 2010. I deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq. Then I got out of the Marines. I went to the reserves for the Army. And then because I was out for like 2 years, then I went back into the reserves. And then when I was in the reserves, I ended up going back active Army. So I did 4 years active duty Marine Corps, 2 years in the reserves, then 4 years active duty in the Army, and then like 3 more years in the reserves. 3 or 4. I don't know. I pretty much been in the military my whole from 2006 to 2019. Unbreakable had a paper route, no fist skill. That's pretty good. That's pretty good survivor right there. Come on, blood plague survivor, baby. I already know I'm going to get a freaking blood plague survivor with geek trivia. It's going to happen. Unbreakable Gardener. Like that's decent. That's decent. But I don't really use gardeners like that. Honestly, most of my food I like to keep in my outposts. So I think I'm actually about to pass up on that, guys. Because I would prefer this immortal nurse over this. And I want to try to get a blood plague survivor. So yeah, I have a couple unbreakables, so I know some of you guys were just like, no, I wanted that unbreakable gardener. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, so this update will be going on Xbox too. Yeah, I used to use gardeners a lot, but with the new outpost updates, I barely grow my own food anymore, guys. I just get outposts. It's so much more efficient. And over 200 likes on a stream, guys. Thank you so much. SBN I appreciate you for popping in. How you doing? No, so when you're rolling characters this long, there's a good chance when you go to start the game, it's gonna be nighttime because time actually passes while you're in this screen, believe it or not. Do you prefer rolling for traits or getting red talent operatives? So, I mean, you got to think. I think it's more efficient to do this over red talons. Now, red talons have certain traits that you can't get from this at all. But red talons are a little more grindy because you got to do daybreak. So it's like, would I rather sit there and do, an hour of daybreak to unlock one red talon, or would I rather spend an hour rolling survivors like this who have more flexibility? Because granted, these survivors have more flexibility than red talons, but red talons, like I said, if I need something from a red talon, I'll get a red talon. But if I don't, then I won't. So State of Decay 2 is a zombie survival like simulator. Once we actually get in the game, eventually. Hard to kill strong. No thank you. So you guys have an understanding of what I'm planning on doing when this new update comes out. So I plan on starting a brand new community, right? Lethal Zone, and we're gonna obviously be enjoying the new infestation system. We're gonna be enjoying all that stuff, and I'm gonna be, instead of recruiting survivors normally from enclaves, I'm gonna build up my enclaves around a map, and all of the survivors that I bring on board to that community are going to be legacy survivors. Finique, 4K subs, man. That was a little while ago. I don't even know how long ago that was. It kind of all just blended together, like the years. I don't even know where I was at the beginning of last year, like 2021. I don't even know how many subs I had. Probably like what? Caspi, how many subs did I have last January? What do I think of Meal Plan? Meal Plan is amazing. It is probably one of the best hero bonuses in the game. That's the one that reduces your food that your people eat by like a certain percentage, right? And I think you can stack it. Okay, so we're just trying for something. On this last survivor, we need something super amazing. %, and a stack. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought was super great about it. Yeah, you stack 3 of those, 75%. You don't even need outposts at all for food. You probably get like 1 food outpost and you'd be great. We need a Prime Menard wiki. You rolled all 3 survivors with meal plan? That's insane. I know there's a bunch of traits out there that'll get you meal plan. I don't know exactly what they are. I think there's the pasta one. There's a couple other ones that get you meal plan, but I never min-max my hero bonuses. I feel like if there was a difficulty above lethal, I would maybe consider min-maxing hero bonuses, but actually, I take that back. I have been kind of trying to min-max my hero bonuses in my Forever community a little bit. Cloud9, how you doing? Wow, there's a site where you can check all your stats and subs and views. I just check mine right on YouTube. No, I know, Camille. I meant like in like the base game, like that would push me to like have to min max on hero bonuses. It would have to be a new difficulty, and even then, I still don't think you would need it. But in Forever communities, yeah, I have been trying to get better hero bonuses, just because I have nothing else to try to do. Game's gonna screw us over, guys. We're never gonna get a Blood Plague Survivor. I said I've rolled one in a minute and a half before. A minute and a half. I want to hear in chat, what is the shortest amount of time that you spend to roll a Blood Plague Survivor? And what's the longest amount of time you spent to roll a Blood Plague Survivor? Because I'd say about a minute and a half is my shortest, and about an hour and a half is my longest. Never gotten one? Rest, you've never gotten one? Second roll on the middle slot. So I had a feeling that I was going to see a lot of I've never had a Blood Plague Survivor. The chosen one, I like strawberries. Hey, my daughter like lives and has always lived on strawberries. Remember when she used to eat them? It was crazy. That, hey, Caspi, that's pro numbers right there, brother. Hey, but chosen one, thank you so much for the super, brother. I appreciate it. Never? Yo, I gotta pull this, guys. How many of you never got a Blood Plague Survivor? Just answer the poll, okay?
Welcome to the family, son.
Okay, here we go, guys. Here comes the poll. I'm really, really curious to see. And we're no mods, guys. We're talking legit. Legit rolled one. Hey, Calvert, thank you for the membership. Welcome to the family. Because I've been playing this game for about 5,000 hours. If not longer now. And I've rolled, I think, 3. Ever. I think I've had about 3 Blood Plague Survivors. And I know the first group took me about an hour and a half. And I got 2 in one community before. And I spent about an hour and a half rolling them. And then I got 1 more. Who's in my legacy pool right now. Is it worth it to have a Blood Plague Survivor if you play on standard? Yes, I would say it does, because if you have at least 1 Blood Plague Survivor, that would be your go-to Plague Heart killer. Even in standard zone, you still are exposed to Blood Plague because you got to clear out Plague Heart, so you're gonna have Plague Zombies and things like that. So yeah, it wouldn't hurt for you to have it. You would never have to worry about plague with that survivor. But yeah, in the lower difficulties, it's not as necessary. Lethal zone, it would definitely make lethal a lot easier if you have a blood plague survivor, because that person can be your go-to plague heart clearer. That's generally what I do with my plague survivors, is I throw them at plague hearts. No, Cass, because this is the content, bro. Michael, thank you so much for the sub. I gotta show people that, you know, what it takes to actually get good survivors. Because if I sat here before the stream, right, and I spent 4 hours rolling.
Rusty FMJ donated $5.25. What do a PC gamer, had a LAN party, and retro gamer character have in common? They get ignored by Brian. Okay, I'm off to bed for real now, tongue.
Rusty, brother, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Get that good sleep, all right, man? So this right here, if I spent like 4 hours rolling amazing, people don't really get the magnitude of how grindy getting good survivors is. As you can see, 62% of the people watching this right now that voted haven't even got plague survivors. And it's because that shit is hard. And, you know, if I sat there and I just showed people like, oh yeah, look, I got plague survivors, and I make it look easy because I did it instantly, it doesn't have that same feel, you know what I mean? But now you guys have been sitting here suffering with me. You know, we're suffering together right now. And then, you know, every good survivor we get, you guys feel the success, right? There, we got an unbreakable hairdresser. Great. No, thank you. Orga, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Yes, you can, and I've done that in one of my playthroughs before, Nanobot. Have the infirmary in the field hospital or the double infirmaries. And you can make everybody immune to blood plague. But it is hard to upkeep early game. And a lot of people don't have the, you know, they just don't have the patience to set it up or to upkeep the medicine cost. But yeah, I actually have a video where I showed people how to do it. Hypno, thank you for the sub. How you doing today? Oh, you just looked at the portrait of the survivor? Camille, that is lucky, man. Yeah, I'd have to find a link. Yeah, Incredible Immune System's okay, but we have one right here, so... Yes, Mill, blood plague survivors are 100% immune to it. Like, they can stand in bloater smoke and they don't get blood plague. They take damage, but they don't get any plague. We're going to complete the 100-day challenge right here in the menu. And a lot of people don't spend time rolling survivors. Like I said, this is like super min-max, you know what I mean? Like, you can roll decent survivors within 5 minutes, not even. And And that's generally what I do. I just kind of roll whatever. But yeah, if you do want to min-max, it takes some time. But now we can build forever communities when this new update comes out, just full of just amazing survivors. Build a dream team. That's what I'm trying to do, at least. Sheetrock, thank you for hanging out. The trait will say Blood Plague Survivor, Mill. If I could ever find it. It'll literally just say Blood Plague Survivor. There used to be a myth, a legit myth in the game, that if you had a survivor that caught Blood Plague a certain amount of times, that they would get the trait. But that it doesn't work. The devs already said that that's not a thing. But yeah, I heard that myth way back in the day. That yeah, you know, if your person gets blood plague, so however many times, there's an RNG chance that when you cure it, they'll get the blood plague survivor trait. Yeah, that's not how that works. If I found a Brian Menard, yo, that would be crazy. Could you imagine the luck? Part two. This is part one's just going to be rolling the characters. Part two, we'll start playing. Hey, Knight, that's why I roll very slow, methodical. I've seen some of you guys just bam, 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 and I'm like, oh my god, I get anxiety like watching. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, dude, what if you click over it? You know what I mean? So I've clicked over traits before, and it's terrible. Worst feeling ever. Would I keep a survivor if a Brian Menard survivor if the traits are bad? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. But like I said, I wouldn't even know. I always skip. I don't even look at the names until after I verified the traits or something I want. I'm like, oh yeah, these are the traits. Okay, what's this person's name? And then that's the only way. Tanvir, thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. Welcome. How do you get rare weapons, farming greens? So I'm actually going to show you that once we eventually get into the game, if that ever happens. You know, we're just kind of, we're hanging out. We're just talking, you know, talking in the chat. Rolling characters. Plane crash survivor. Terrible. Cancer survivor. Come on, we're getting all the survivors except the blood plague ones. But we're gonna be here for a while at this point. Yeah, this shit's crazy. We're coming up on that hour and a half mark. You would think I would have got at least one with even a bad fifth skill. We got an unbreakable woodcutter, played sports, no fit skill. That is a prime survivor right there, guys. So what I'm going to do with this is we're going to keep this survivor, because now what I can do is I can make an unbreakable with medicine, right? I can just teach them the medicine trait, or I can teach them hygiene. So now I'll have the unbreakable with plague resistance, which I can just create this character just better. And woodcutter, played sports, we got good cardio. We're going to keep that, keep this, and we're going to change this. And this is kind of how I do it. I'll do like a process of elimination. I'll find better characters and I'll replace them as I'm going through. Oh yeah, bro, that's a rare trait in the game, dude. So once you get good traits, then you just start your community. But right now, like I said, I'm really trying to get at least a blood plague survivor. So what are the traits that I think are the best? Obviously blood plague survivor, unbreakable, incredible immune system mixed with some kind of damage resistance trait like immortal, hard to kill, hardy. Those are all good. Clicked over blood plague survivor 5 or 6 times. Oh my god. GW, I would have been super pissed, bro. Super pissed. Yeah, you definitely want to slow it down if you're doing this. See, this is a pretty good survivor here. High lung capacity, so it has increased stamina and high pain threshold, which is increased. And it's a mechanic. That's a pretty decent survivor, but we need something better. It's not what we're looking for. Looking like an HR manager. Yeah, still no word out on when the update's going live. I'm thinking hopefully middle to the end of next month. We'll see it. Yeah. Looking like an HR manager. Like I said, a lot of these survivors that we're getting aren't bad. You know, they're pretty decent, but that's all they are, is just decent. And for this update, if I just wanted decent survivors, it doesn't, you know what I mean? But we're talking forever community, min-max. We're just trying to get the best of the best in our in our legacy pool. Because like I said, when I show you guys my legacy pool, you're gonna be like, dude, for a guy who has so many hours in this game, like your legacy pool is really bad. And it is. It is really, really bad because I don't even keep survivors most of the time. I just delete communities. Now, if you think it's hard to get a Blood Plague Survivor, like this is the easiest way to get a Blood Plague Survivor. Trying to get one in game, like from an enclave, good luck with that. I don't even know if that shit's possible. No, so Al, that's what I was just saying. I've never seen a Blood Plague Survivor mid-game. Like have somebody join my community from somewhere or find a enclave that had a blood. I've never seen one before like that. This is the only way I've ever run into one. Because a lot of the times with enclaves, you gotta imagine an enclave is 3 people. I think what the game does, they just randomize 3 people and throw them into a community. Unless they're specialized, then they probably come from a pool of traits that they're supposed to have. But for the most part, regular enclaves, they're just 3 random survivors. Now imagine just taking 3 random survivors and then putting them, like the chances of you getting one that has blood plagues, that's so rare. Well, I almost clicked start community. Infinite, Jensen. There's an infinite amount of characters to select from. This is all RNG, randomly generated characters. There's no limit to the amount of combinations, bro. Because their name, first name, last name, how, like, everything can change. I mean, it's probably not actually infinite, but it's probably pretty damn close to infinity. It's craziness. Jack, that'd be an insane combo. Max said, "Yo, stop reading chat and just yeah." So that's a good point. I'm gonna go hard, guys, for like 3 straight minutes here, and we're just gonna make sure we're gonna try to get this. So I'm gonna take a break from chat real quick and just 100% focus on this, so we can get off this damn menu. What is the as I say, it's a pretty decent combo. Can take a punch. I don't know what the damage resistance is on can take a punch, but it's not what I'm looking for. Just keeps going. It's a really good cardio trait though. A lot of just keeps going. That's crazy. I'm going pretty slow. There it is. Blood Plague Survivor, no fifth skill, and she has the last name Menard, which is pretty damn close to what I have. Oh, but Elizabeth Menard, no fifth skill, which is great. Blood Plague Survivor, high school teacher, no negative traits. There it is. There it is. Oh my god! So that right there, I'd say, is a pretty powerful trio. See, I just had to grind for a second. I just had. There it is, and it's all females. You guys notice that? I always feel like it's always female survivors that are the best in this game. It definitely took forever, but we got it, guys. So we got some outstanding survivors, I would say. Here we got an Unbreakable, we got a Blood Plague Survivor, and then we have a combo survivor here. Let's get this started. Let's get in the game. It's probably gonna be nighttime. It's actually daytime, so the whole thing went.
And we're empty.
Yeah, and it's Menard.
So, whose turn is it to find more fuel?
Not me. Last time I had to outrun a whole damn horde.
Okay, so first things first. Now that we got these survivors, that once the update comes out, we're gonna be able to send these survivors over to our legacy pool. But I think you can't. You have to at least have one survivor in the community. So we're gonna have to eventually get one more survivor to kind of be the placeholder to hold this community in place, so I could transfer all these people out at some point. But what you can do in preparation for this new update now on a lower level of the game, go around and start hitting all the rare weapon cases and get some really good guns, equipment like that, stuff you can load your survivors up with and then send them into your legacy pool. So what we're going to do here is we're going to head down. There's always, if you guys come to this map specifically, there's always fuel down in this location. Is that a screamer?
If that screamer sees me, it's going to call its friends.
So that's not a thing. We'll come up.
That zombie's getting closer.
So you gotta be careful. Sometimes you get a ruck out of this, especially in lower difficulties. But if we get a ruck, we'll just break it down. There it is, gas can. Damn, it's making all the noise. What do I say the best map to play on is? It all depends on what you are looking for, but I'd say all around like size, loot locations. Trumbull Valley is the best map. It's huge. Has, you know, probably twice the amount of lootable locations than every other map in the game.
Catch my breath.
But outside of Trumbull, I love Cascade Hills. It's one of my favorite maps. Yeah, we're gonna have some gear in the car. It's just gonna be some rucksacks though, ammo, food. But the rucksacks are kind of irrelevant. With this community, resources are kind of irrelevant. We're just here to get rare stuff. So the reason why I have my community on green also is my people are going to level up really, really fast, and that's what we want. We want them to skill up really fast. I have the difficulty on standard, though. I think the difficulty's on standard. The community slider, though, is on green. Monica, thank you so much for the sub. I do appreciate it.
No, we could make this place into a home.
All right, we'll check the downstairs really quick.
All right then. Once we claim this place, it's officially ours.
I like that idea.
All right, so first things first, I'm going to head up to the campsites.
Gear is unpacked. Free to lock and
Does this
load
car
your
have
boats.
fuel? It does.
After everything your people have done for us, we wanted to help you out. Swing by and take whatever you need.
Oh, I forgot we took the
First priority
boons.
has to be gathering materials. We'll need them to improve this place.
Okay, so what we can do here is we'll buy these. This will allow us to stabilize this community really, really fast. And that's another reason why I was telling you guys, if you're starting off with boons on this is not a big deal, because you can easily stabilize your community.
Sure.
I got 4,000 influence, so we'll buy that. We'll buy the 8K, sure, why not? A little bit more food and more. I don't plan on using this AK.
Dropped off quite a haul.
No, I can't play on green or standard either. It's pretty bad. But when it comes to doing stuff like this, yeah, I don't mind. Because anything else is just super grindy. And we don't want to grind right now. That is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to prep. All right, I grabbed the M4 just to grab the M4. Like I said, I highly doubt I'll have to shoot the gun, but... Oh, I wanted that Royal, actually. Oh, good grab, Sweepy. So the update should drop. Well, I can't even say should. I'm hoping the update drops next month at some point. But there has been no official announcement from the devs when the update will actually be going live. And now we're actually just going to drive all up in here. So I want these guys in the legacy pool with big backpacks. Campgrounds are a good place to check for. Right there. So we got an 8 slot. Jordan, it's all gay, man. People are entitled to their opinion, man. If he doesn't like the video, he doesn't like the video, man. Like, you can't please everybody, you know what I mean? I can't be mad at somebody because they don't like something I do. It just is what it is.
I just told his dad right where to find me.
All right. I'm just kind of looking for backpacks. That's all we're looking for here. Roaches, how you doing, brother? Wow, a professional grade suppressor. Didn't expect that. Kai, thank you for the sub. We keep getting bounced. That's pretty hilarious. Bounced into grabs. The zombies are setting. It's like an alley-oop. They throw each other an alley-oop.
That was the last one.
Yeah, it's impossible to please everybody. And you'll literally drive yourself crazy trying. It's impossible. Legit. There's too many people that just have too many different outlooks and views and opinions and stuff like that. What one group of people like, there's always one person that doesn't like it. You know what I mean? There's always somebody, and that's fine. You know what I mean? It is what it is. There's things in the world that I don't like. There's things that people do or say that I don't like, and for somebody to look at me and tell me that that is wrong, I mean, at the end of the day, is not correct. Like, ooh, there it is. Sleeper Cell PPK. So this is a really good gun. That's something we're going to take with us. Yo, that would be awesome around the anniversary. And hey, that's next month is a big time for State of Decay. Anniversary pack should be dropping. And it is going to be, the 4 or 5 year anniversary for State of Decay. So to see this update come around the anniversary, I wouldn't be surprised. That's a good point. Pointing that out right there. That Undead Labs might be dropping this update around the anniversary. So Eve, there really isn't like the best gun in the game at all. It is all preference, caliber preference. I prefer guns with high ammo capacity. That's like my preference. That's how I classify guns. The more bullets the gun holds, the better. And then there's just certain guns that are good for certain situations. All right, so drop that. All right, so we hit this area over here. There was some rare weapon stuff. There is a military location over this way. I think it's over here, and then right down the way from it is a rare weapon case. I don't even know what survivor I'm on right now. We are on our Blood Plague Survivor right now. We'll also check this military. Generally get a handgun out of here.
Probably plague Zeds too.
Now, because we got that low community setting, we should be able to level up our fighting pretty quick. Yeah.
Crappity crap.
I've used community editor and stuff like that way back in the day when I used to mod.
Control their territory. The other part just wants to destroy them.
I think... Did I loot this whole... Yeah, it's one more container. So the Forever Community Update is the new legacy system changes that the Undead Labs team is working on, where we're now allowed to recruit legacy survivors mid-game into our community and also send survivors out of a community mid-game. They have revamped the legacy pool, visuals, you get more information. And I think along with that, we'll also be getting our hands on the infestation changes and all of that. Ooh, there's a gun store down here too.
I need a break. Plague hearts must give off tremendous heat. Yep, they definitely heard that.
Should be able to make an outpost here.
No more plague Zeds
Start
around
collecting
here.
up my guns.
Looks like a Zed-free zone.
So this gun here, this thing is pretty damn cool. I actually have. They're hard to find, in my opinion. This red gun, but man, are they accurate as shit? I love this thing. There's actually a bounty broker version of it, which is blue. This is one you can find in loot, but yeah, it's the simple S2K. It's 4.2 pounds, 9mm, pretty accurate. Like I said, there's the blue one that you can get out the bounty broker.
Mission accomplished.
All right,
The
so
outpost is secure, and I'm confident that a little more work would make it even nicer.
yeah, so that's why I'm just excited to be able to build up communities all over the place, and you know, just share the loot, share everything amongst all of them. Like Prepper's 1022, that's a great gun.
Over here.
Great gun.
That's great.
I'm finished.
Cool shit.
Yeah, I'll grab that other 8 slot for somebody in my community.
That's it for this place, I guess.
My favorite map is this one that I'm on right now, out of all the originals. But I think that's the coolest thing, in my opinion, with the new update is if you have a community on Drucker County and you have a community on Trumbull Valley, the fact that I can like send survivors back and forth. Oh, you know, send a mechanic over here, help these guys out. Oh, let me send my cook over here, help these guys out. And you can send them back and forth between all of your, to me, that just makes it feel like it's like everything's connected. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotta start on building this base up into something real.
I don't know if I might over it, but I don't know. That's how I personally look at it. It does feel more connected, like they all exist in the same space. We got, let's grab these plate samples.
This is a lot of stuff to
There we
carry.
go. And I think there was more, yeah, so many crossbows.
I can't carry that much.
Like I said, all of this stuff isn't so important. Like, it's kind of mad, especially in my Forever community. But when we start our new community, I don't know what I'm going to want. You know what I mean? And the fact that now we can assist our... And I guess I look at it as like enclaves. Like, my other communities just became like enclaves for... You know, for instance, for this community, you know what I mean? If I needed something, items to trade, I can trade amongst myself, and I don't know. It's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling. I wouldn't say make the game easier, Mill. Just it just makes it more flexible. You know what I mean? Like, flexibility is always a good thing in games. And like, yeah, I forgot those come with advanced suppressors. Actually, I could have kept that on me because I do have 22. There it is.
Construction's complete. Good. Anyone out there wants to swap? We've got goods.
We need more materials in order to get that up and running. All right, so I'm going to grab some 22 cal, and we should be all right with that. So, yeah, I don't think there's any more rare weapon cases in this area. think the ones are. The only map I know a lot of them is Meager, and I know a few in Providence, but I forget where they all are. And guys, almost 350 likes on the stream. I appreciate that, especially since, you know, the first hour and 40 minutes of the stream was just rolling characters and good conversation, right? All right, so we'll go ahead and just deposit this crap. All these extra ammo. You know, instead of calling on an ammo trader to come and do trade with your community, you could just send ammo from one of your other communities over to a community. You know what I mean? At the cost of influence, though, because you still have to spend influence to bring people into your community. It's not free. So don't get that mixed up. Yeah, if you're like, oh yeah, you know, I could just send people back and forth. You can, but you are going to be spending influence. I don't think it costs money to send them in, but I know it takes money to take them out.
We set up an outpost here. It would be really useful.
Hey, you listening?
Oh.
Hey, I found out where we can start looking for the shit we need.
Builder and Plunder. It's an amazing quest. It's not the best vehicle for off-roading. But yeah, you get over on this part of the map. It's actually kind of off the beaten path. A lot of people don't know about it. But yeah, you get on this path here, and on your right up here is a military site. Now, on higher difficulties like Lethal and Nightmare, this is always preluded in my experience. I mean, there's obviously cases where it won't be, but in my experience, this is always preluded. So they haven't nailed down the cost yet, Mill, but they said that it's going to progressively increase. Like the more you do it, it's going to get more expensive every single time, and then eventually it's going to cap out. But they haven't said what those numbers are yet. But I could imagine it being at least around the same price as it is to, like, recruit survivors. You know, you got to think to recruit a survivor from an enclave of friendly is what, $750? So I could see it getting up to like 1,000 influence, if not more.
Oh, good.
Okay, so we are already maxed out wits on our Blood Plague survivor. We're gonna go stealth. And then down here, I think there's a little crash site off the road. I think there's a rare weapon case in there. Hello, how you doing? I think it's over here. Maybe it wasn't a crash. For some reason, I thought it was a crash.
Crappity crap. Not finding much here.
Yeah, we got another big backpack. Yeah, I mean, it can't be cheap. If they make it too cheap, then it will definitely be exploitable. But then again, if they make it too expensive, then, you know, then nobody's going to want to do it. You know, like, they kind of went over... I feel like they went too far with, like, level 3 outposts. I feel like level 3 outposts are way too expensive. At 2,000, it's just not worth it. I feel like, you know, to go from 800 to 2,000, that's a huge jump. Oh, I'm trying to think, where the hell are more of these cases at? Like they could have went from 800 and just doubled it at 1600, and that would have even been more attractive. But I think it should have went from 800 to like 1200.
Well, that was a lot of noise. Okay, this stuff is heavy.
Now, this right here is going to be what I call like a farm community, because of the way this new system is set up. As you guys know, moving a forever community from map to map to map to map, it's very, very frustrating, especially having to rebuild your base. Now, with the new map moving system that they have in place, it is a lot better than it currently is, because you can choose what base you want to move into right off the bat. And that's a very, very great change that they're making. But at the same time, you still have to rebuild all your stuff, and it's a pain in the butt. It's 5x6. It is a pain in the butt. But having a community that just lives, a small community that you can just easily move from map to map to map and just farm, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Yeah, I'm about to hit my outpost, and then we'll go hit the rare weapon cases. I know there's some over.
I had some extra time on my hands.
I don't know how many are in Lowell, that middle city there. Let's get an outpost right here for a sec.
The new outpost is fixed up and ready to go. But I can't help thinking that a bit more effort would be worth spending here.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, yeah, I know where you're talking about, James. I remember that one. And there's a military location down that road, too, if we keep going.
Part of me wants to know how plague hearts control their territory. The other part just wants to destroy them.
Get that up to level 2. It's a necessity. Ranger. Is it up on this bridge somewhere? Oh, blue duffel. Of course, a blue duffel. Katana machete, though. It's not bad.
I need to catch my breath.
The car's pretty decent. Especially when you upgrade it. It's really, really good. Oh yeah, James, I know those ones. Yeah, the one I thought I thought you were saying there was one over here, and that for some reason that gas station right there popped into my head, or that fuel. It was the fuel site that must have been triggering the memory. I think there's two over here. There's one up on a bench up here with this old man. The old dead guy.
Well, that was a lot of noise.
Another monogear axe. Actually gonna need fuel here soon. Striker, I'm not even playing the game properly right now, man. I'm actually just kind of farming. But yeah, if you play the game in its entirety, it's absolutely amazing. There's another one in here. Ooh, Kodiak XL. That's a pretty good shotgun.
Hey, this stuff is heavy.
Oh, wrong button. So we're gonna make this house here into an outpost. I do the med site. It's easier to get into and out. Mighty, dude, that is too much, brother. But can you please rip that? Some King. The game is for real. The best. I wouldn't lie to you. PS SNE2 still remains one of the best games ever created. Cheers. Yeah, we're gonna be doing Mighty. We're gonna be doing some Kingdom Come tonight, man. That is a huge super chat, brother. Thank you so much. You did not have to do that, man. Yeah, we'll be doing some Kingdom Come actually tonight, right after this. Mighty brother, thank you, man. That is crazy. So we're gonna get rid of this. Favorite assault rifle, I would have to say, is the I don't know. I don't really have a favorite assault rifle.
The new outpost is fixed up and ready to go. And I'm confident that a little more work would make it easy.
I don't mind 5.56 rifles. They're cheap-ish ammo. You can use them in pretty much all situations, juggernauts, things like that. But the Infinite Rage is obviously one of the better guns in the game, just because of the sheer amount of bullets it holds. Actually, craft some gas cans. That blackout was, yeah, the SD blackout was a great looking gun. What was that gun that we got the other day on my stream? I don't remember what gun it was. I got to go on my Forever community and check. We're actually going to pop over there here in a little bit. I just want to check a couple more sites. And I'll show you guys my Forever community. The one that I'm going to be sending some survivors from. So when I do my new series with the upcoming changes, I'm going to be pulling some survivors from my Forever community to go and assist, you know, here and there on my, I guess, new community that we're going to be starting. So we'll see some of the OGs that I have. Stormbreaker's a great gun too. The only problem is 7.62 in Lethal Zone is ungodly expensive to craft. It's so expensive. I still haven't found an SVD yet. No. I'll get one though eventually. I'll find one. I've had people offer me one, but I'm like, I want to find it first. You know what I mean? I can't just accept a free one. I don't know why I came down this road. Yeah, I'll show you guys some of my favorite guns, though. I'm going to hop on my Forever community here in a bit. And I'll show you guys some of the guns that I have. Now, my Forever community, I collect everything. You know what I mean? I don't have an overage of stuff. I usually have one of every gun. I like to keep my locker nice and tidy. One of every melee weapon. Things like that.
This could come in handy. It's not nothing. Okay, that was way too loud.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Indefatigable is the best stamina trait in the game. Well, I think it's either the best or the second best. I don't know if Just Keeps Going is better. I don't remember. I would have to look at the wiki. But Just Keeps Going, or I think it's Just Keeps Going. But there's two of them that are super amazing. So I think there's actually like 3 weapon cases in this one area here. That I know for sure. So there's one up in here. You got to sneak in this container. Starting to get tired.
I wonder what makes plague zombies cluster in these areas.
Oh, yeah, so Just Keeps Going is the better one. Yeah, I couldn't remember which one was the best. I just know both of them are pretty good. If you had a Jeep, you can go up there pretty easily, but that car is not having it. So this is the Mono Gear Axe. It's a rare weapon that you get out of one of the rare weapon cases. It was the first weapon we found. And it's actually a very common weapon to find here in Meteor Valley. Oh, there was one over here somewhere, but guess not.
I don't see any Zeds, but that won't last here in Plague territory. Almost out.
Holy shit, no way, dude. I just got literally one of the rarest guns in the game. I think it's like, I just got the Eternal Guard's Infinite Rage. Now, I don't even have one of these on my long-term community. I think, in all seriousness, out of all the hours I've played this game, because I've modded a ton into my game. Like, modded hundreds of them. I've given out hundreds of them on stream. But legitimately, I think this is probably like my third one.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, this is the 150 round AK-47 with a long, like a pretty medium to long range scope. You can full automatic, burst fire, single fire. But yeah, it's an amazing gun. It's the closest thing you're going to get to a machine gun in the game. The most ammo. The problem is it weighs 22.5 pounds. So it's heavy. It's definitely a heavy, heavy gun. But yeah, it's a very good gun.
This is a lot of stuff to carry.
Oops. Yeah. Look at that. And now I can transfer this over to my main community. Yeah, I've bought one from a trader. That's how I've gotten it. But
going to call its friends.
honestly, I've only seen it on the Mysterious Wanted Trader twice, and one time I didn't have the influence to buy it. Now, I would say in the M4, the 100 round M4 is better, only because it's lighter and 5.56 is cheaper. But let me show you guys. For instance, we'll go ahead and throw this here.
Plague hearts must give off tremendous heat.
And this has an advanced suppressor on it. We're going to snack that up.
I can't carry anymore.
But yeah, as you guys can see, I just blew that play card up. Just blew it up with this damn AK. I don't think that they'll extend the Haven device to Outpost because it's so strong already. You know, making base sieges kind of meh. If they added that function in the Outpost, oh my god, it'd be broken. Because you could get such good coverage on Outposts that you could literally just make it so zombies are just never near you ever. So yeah, now what I will do with this community is I'm gonna just keep hopping from map to map right? And farm up rare guns. And because there's a small community already in the starter base, I'm not losing anything by going map to map. I get to bring all my resources with me. It takes 30 seconds to build the basic facilities I need. And you just go map to map, hit all the rare weapon locations, and you can easily just get a whole bunch of stuff. That way, when the update goes live, you can start shuttling shit over to your main community. Like, right now, I would love to send this Infinite Range over to my main community. Dave C., thank you for the sub, brother. I do appreciate it, man. Because, yeah, my main community does not have one. That's still a lot of people that played this game that have never had a Blood Plague Survivor. Let me, I'll give you guys an example of what a Blood Plague Survivor is all about. All right, so I'm going to let the zombie bite me. Now, this is a plague zombie, and this is a blood plague survivor. So all that's going to happen when I get hit, I'm just taking normal damage. See? But no plague whatsoever. And that goes with any anything that's plague related. You just take normal damage. Nullifies all of the blood plague. There's really no difference in guns. Why are there raid crates? So Eve, I don't know. Honestly, I think there's just guns that are harder to get. You know what I mean? Even though there really isn't a big difference between the guns, yeah, there just are rarer guns. Like I said, this AK it's pretty good. You know, not like most of the guns in the rare weapon cases though have their benefits. I wouldn't say they're, you know, like for instance, you get some good grenade launchers out the rare weapon cases too. You know, like this pistol that I got, the Sleeper Cell PPK. There are some pretty good guns.
Hope I didn't miss anything exciting.
This community has so much ammo. So we're gonna go Powerhouse. Wow. So I got a Blood Plague Survivor that right off the bat got Powerhouse, which, as you guys know, is my favorite cardio skill. The Survivor's already off to a perfect start. I love it.
We gotta get some more material.
All right, so now we're gonna head over. I'm gonna show you guys my legacy pool, and then I'll show you guys my main community. But yeah, that community's it's looking good. All right, so legacy pool. This is my legacy pool currently. I have obviously my main community, which has a lot of my best survivors on it. But so here I have Addie. She is a germaphobe with a incredible immune system. I think she has hygiene, but I can't remember. That's why I can't wait to that new system, because the new system shows you a lot more information. It shows you what they have on them in their inventory. It shows you their skills, everything. Here you just get a couple traits, and some information on how many zombies they killed. But yeah, it does with this new system. There's gonna be a lot more transparency here. What other games do I play? Espion. Man, we're kind of in the middle of playing everything, dude. Like we're playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on the channel. You know, we're playing like tons of different games. Let me see. Carlos here can take a punch. Exiled. He's killed no zombies, so he's probably gonna be a survivor I get rid of. I don't even know why I have him. This is my Unbreakable Douglas. I don't know his skills, but we're definitely gonna keep him. Brush player. She's my cook. Good posture. No great skills though. Honestly, it's a high pain threshold. Nurse. Here's my other blood plague survivor, Harry. My man, Harry. But as you guys can see, like a lot of my characters in my thing are just kind of meh. I got this Hatchet. He's a just keep going. I had him in another community. I got an Unbreakable Fisherman. I forgot about that. Hard to kill, acrobatics, immortal, mechanic. I got 2 red talons. I forgot what their traits are or their skills. Yeah, we got 2 red talons there. I got another Unbreakable here. Stays fit. I got some pretty meh people in my legacy pool. Do I play Hell Let Loose or Post? I don't know what either of those games are, Espion. Zach, how you doing, brother? All right, so let me show you guys the squad. So I'm not going to play on this community. Like I said, when the new update comes out, I'm going to be tapping into this community, though, for help.
You've been leaving us hanging here, and we're sick of it. Bring us some supplies, or else.
So yeah, this is my main community. As you guys can see, we're over here on Trumbull. I've been working on this map a little bit on my second channel. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I got another channel that we do streams and stuff on. But that's where I've been playing on this community. And this is my base that I have currently. It's not even finished yet. We're still building it up. But yeah, this is my base. God Factory, what's going on, brother? How you doing? And these are my survivors. Emily is my favorite survivor, even though she's not even that great. She's just, you know, regular run-of-the-mill, high lung capacity, which is okay. 20, she gets a little bit more extra stamina, but realistically, she's really not that great. But I like her. She's a powerhouse. I switched her over to stealth, swordplay, assault, pathology. She had morning yoga, which is good. A good hero bonus. That was actually one of the reasons why I kept her. Was her hero bonus gives minus 25 injury severity to the whole community. So that stacks to, in addition to, you know, other things. So she's really, really good. She was one of the characters I was thinking about sending over to the community to be a doctor for my new community, but we'll see how that goes. I got my Red Talon Hacker. As you guys know, they're pretty much vital. My second channel, the link is in the description. Yeah, if you guys want to check it out. So I got my my Red Talon Hacker. This is my cook. She's a powerhouse. Her traits really aren't that great. That's why I'm kind of in the market for a better cook. Because yeah, she doesn't have any good traits really. She just was the only cook I had, and I maxed her out, and I haven't swapped her yet. This is my gut packing Red Talon.
People still did things like that.
Kitchen patrol.
He bought me this big
Okay, lady, listen.
He called it badass. It was his last gift to me, but I lost it.
So on my main community, guys, I'll show you my difficulty sliders. This is how I set up my difficulty sliders on my forever community, because lethal community is kind of annoying to try to craft. Like if I want to craft 7.62, for instance, to craft 40 rounds costs 8 ammo, compared to on Dread it costs like 5. So I usually drop it down to Dread sometimes to craft shit, and then I'll like kind of bump this back and forth. But map, and action are on lethal, and this community slider is the only one I kind of move around. But that's also why my morale is up so high right now. So, yeah, I have a red talon cook. So Kitchen Patrol, this was the reason why I was going to get rid of her, was because I have her, but I was thinking about maybe sending her into the legacy pool anyways. But yes, I do have Chen here, who is gut packing. So I get cooking and nutrition, which is the same thing this survivor is. But I get cooking and nutrition. I get minus 30% food consumed for my whole community, right? I still have to finish leveling her out, but her hero bonus is so good, guys. If you get a gut pack and red talon, try to get the Kitchen Patrol hero bonus. I think there's one other hero bonus you can get.
Got an offer for you if you'd like to hear it.
Plus 150 infection resistance for the community. That is humongous. Now you gotta remember that stacks too. So if I have, for instance, a survivor like Lily here, who has an incredible immune system, she already has plus 100 infection resistance. All right. Now she's also getting another plus 150 from this survivor's hero bonus. So she's up to 250, right? Then on top of that, let me show you guys here. Do I not have the hygienist in this one? Okay, so I don't have hygiene in this one. But if I wanted to get super, super cool, I could then go to my base and activate primary care, give myself 50%, minus 50% plague infection, and literally my people will be so resistant to blood plague. It's crazy. But and you can even go further and you can get hygiene and things like that, and you can have people with, 1,000 on their blood plague meter. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, so I got Chen, I got Lily, who's my leader. She's my auto mechanic with incredible immune system. That's why I like her. I got another red talon. I actually got a lot of red talons here. I got three RTs on this community. He's my medic. We get surgery from him. I got Alexandra here. She is, I'm thinking about getting rid of her because agriculture, I don't use her anymore. And then I got a chemist. That's my community. And this is my locker. As you guys see, I don't collect an excess of guns. I like to keep it very clean, very simple. I got two of these crossbows because I'm not going to break them down. That's stupid. They're really, really hard to get. As you guys can see, I keep my locker really, really clean. Any doubles, I scrap for parts.
You think you could find him for us?
I seen somebody ask about the X36C. I believe I have one of those. Yep, right here. And I think this gun is amazing. Came with the Ultimate Edition. It is a integratedly suppressed 5.56 rifle. Good scope. It's a pretty good gun. This is also a great gun. This Blackout, integrated suppressed. I believe this one is 7.62 though. Yeah, 7.62. Clean gun. And it's not heavy. It's only 6.5 pounds. I got the Spas 12. Great shotgun. That's from the Fearsome Footage pack. Got a fail. Oh, this gun, the D-bar. Yeah, we found this on my stream. Look at how sick that gun looks. It's a nice sniper rifle. Bolt action. It's clean. It is clean. Acker, how you doing? Do I have the M1 Garand? I think they have the closest gun they had to the M1 Garand was the M20, and I don't think I have an M20. I think I scrapped it. But I do got some of the lever action weapons. I had a 357 lever action. I got the Cold Turkey. Great shotgun here. This is the sniper shotgun in the game. It's super good. Like, as you can see, the spread there is pretty wide. I think I have a... Yeah, I got an advanced choke on it, so it's in close range. That's a pretty tight reticle for a shotgun. But the cool thing about this shotgun is you can snipe with it. So it actually gets more accurate
You be good while I'm gone.
the further you aim. Cryptic, how many cars will you be crashing in
See you, plague
preparation?
bloater.
None. I'm saving all the crashing for the update. But for instance, if you try to shoot that zombie out there with this shotgun, with a normal shotgun, no way in the world you're hitting a zombie that far away. Not happening. But with a sniper shotgun, look how tight that gets. Okay, babe. All right, bud. But as you guys can see, a sniper shotgun, it goes hard. God Factory. Gotta finish these spreadsheets. I'll be lurking in the background. Beat the game and don't be a hero. Brother, thank you. So, and another one. I know Forever Community. So what? Thank you so much, man. God Factory, I appreciate it, dude. Enjoy work as much as you can. Cryptic, how you doing, dude? These right here, I got a couple of these suppressed shotguns. They're pretty rare. You can get them out the either from Heartland or from the Trumbull Valley pack on the Bounty Broker. AA-12. That's another rare gun from Ultimate Edition. But as you guys can see, I got a fair amount of weapons, but I don't like to overdo it in my locker. Same thing with my melee weapons. I keep everything relatively organized. Yeah. So this is community, like I said, I'll be tapping into, bringing survivors from here to go assist that new update community. Amen, brother. I hear that. So, have I ever played Back for Blood? Yes, I've played it on the channel. I haven't played it in a while, though. But we're going to be ending this here, guys. I'm going to go eat dinner. I wanted to give you guys a little heads up on, you know, things you can do in preparation for this new update, how you can take advantage of the new system to move survivors back and forth. It's going to be great. And I'm really going to show you guys when the update actually drops and we start our new community and I'm pulling survivors in and out of the legacy pool. We'll get a good idea of how that's going to work, and hopefully maybe some of you guys will understand it a little better. Spread streets for SOD2 channel. Oh. God Factory's planning on killing some people. But yeah, so I'll be jumping in. We'll be doing some more streams here in a little bit. I'm gonna go eat dinner. But yeah, if you guys haven't, thank you. Over 400 likes on the stream. I really do appreciate it. Smash that like button if you guys haven't on your way out. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It really does help. We're gonna be playing some KCD next, some Kingdom Come Deliverance. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.